Hey there, and welcome back to BSing with Y Eagle Y, the veteran run podcast where we keep it real, raw, and a little bit rock and roll. I want to give a big shout out to Ed, the man behind Static Shift Radio, holding it down for indie rock artists and keeping the scene alive. Go show him some love. Check out the new website where you can find Static Shift Radio Station and upcoming events. That's staticshiftradio.com. And you can also find him on Instagram, Static Shift Radio. I also want to welcome the Ferg from Static Shift Radio, Retro FM, and Ferg and Around podcast. He'll be co-hosting along with our producer Disease. He's in the background. You can't see him, but he'll be there, and we can hear him. So if you see us talking to some random person, just know that's our producer in the background. But on today's episode of BSing with Y Eagle Y, we're joined by Virginia's own Sever Red, a hard-hitting alternative rock force that's turned vulnerability into power with raw, poetic lyrics and a sound that channels the grit of the early 2000s while carving out something uniquely their own. They've already made waves with their debut EP, Sick and Tormented, and their latest single, One More Time. We're diving into their journey, their music, and the stories behind the sound. Let's get into it.
Well, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome, Kevin, Josiah, Eric. Thank you guys for being on. Thanks for being a part of the show today. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Spending your
Thank
time
you.
with us a little bit. The name Sever Red for the band, when I saw that, I was thinking, did you guys make a cool play on the word severed, which means to be cut off or broken apart? Where did that name come from? Who named the band? And tell me the meaning behind that for your listeners.
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, I named it. Um, to be honest, the biggest thing is the least cringe thing I could think of. 'Cause every band name's kind of cringe in a way, but it did have a meaning too. Like it is kind of a play on severed. Sever being like cut off. Uh, red. You know, usually symbolically, red's like anger, negative things. So it's like getting rid of the anger and negative things through music. If I could put a meaning to it, and that's basically it. And it just, like I said, it was the least cringe thing I could think of, and I thought of some cringy ones, so I just stuck with it.
Yeah, my kids are constantly reminding me you don't want to be too cringe these days.
100%, 100%.
And that seems to go along with the name of the band because in your music, you guys are not shy whatsoever about coming out front and dealing with raw emotion, inner demons, and pain and vulnerability. You guys are not shy about that. And you talk about struggles with addiction in your music and things like that. I think that takes a certain level of courage these days when it's easy to want to just rock out and just play a jam, but to bring some jamming lyrics with some heavy lyrics that cause us to look inward, bro, I think that takes a lot of courage these days. And Kevin, I understand you wrote quite a few of these songs before you really constructed the band. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the whole EP, the 5-song EP, Sick and Tormented, I wrote all myself, with a little help from Josh Strader. Took some demos up to me, kind of helped me structure them better a little bit than they were. But yeah, I wrote them all in like a 6-month time span, something like that. And yeah, like you said, for me, it was therapeutic, just purging emotions. And I always wanted to do a band, and like, I didn't have a band at the time, so I was like, my philosophy was let's just write the best thing I can, record it myself, and hopefully people will dig it to join. And you can see they did dig it, and they joined up. But yeah, I wrote everything by myself, and just it was just very therapeutic, purging emotions, and very just no filter, just letting it all out, being real, because I believe the best music comes from a real place, not necessarily a dark place, but a real place. And that's how it came out, man. Just purging my emotions. It was my therapy almost.
And how
Yeah.
receptive were you guys to that music and those lyrics? And what brought all of you together in the first place? Tell us how the band got formed. Tell us how you guys received the music when you first came in. Talk about that experience and just kind of the origins of Sever Red.
Will, through a mutual friend of Kevin's, just by Facebook, randomly messaged me one night, and he was like, "Hey man, I didn't know the guy," and he's like, "Hey man, I see you play guitar, cool stuff." I was in a different band at the time, and he was like, "Hey, my buddy's looking to start this project. Um, here's some music, check it out. Let me know what your goals are too," which was an interesting question because typically, you don't really see that too often in the earlier stages of like a band. It's just like, hey, you want to go play music at the
Right.
bar? Yeah, but when he asked like what my goals were, um, that kind of was a sign of like, okay, there's something more to just being in a band, playing music, right? So told him a little bit about myself, my experience as a player, outside of that, what I like to do, and I was like, yeah, just get me in touch, love to talk to him. And he's all right, cool. So he sent me Kevin's number. And I think our first phone call ever was like 45 minutes. It was
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
It was like
Nah.
the person you didn't know in a matter of 45 minutes now just became like your best friend. Like do we become best friends moment?
Yeah.
You know,
Heck
but
yeah.
from there, we kind of stayed in touch, got the understanding together of like, here's what we want to do. This is like what we want to build. So, um, Tyler, our bass player, he's not here right now, but I showed him some music. I think at that time, Forever Changed and Desperation were the only two out. And as soon as I played it, he's like, dude, are they like looking for people? Because, Josh Schrader just made that come to life. And so I was like, funny enough, yeah. So, uh, he started out on guitar actually, and it was immediately hooked. And Kev, I'll let you kind of go over like the other portions of everything for like bass and stuff like that. But um, my good friend Stefan actually helped kind of get us off the ground too on the
Okay.
drums. We just started getting together and rehearsing, started looking for shows, got some show opportunities, and we needed to be able to do a live. So Stefan initially helped us get off the ground there. And as far as our initial bass player Steven, I believe he's a good buddy of ours still, and he is one of Kevin's good buddies too. So he kind of helped step in, fill that role. So it was two guitar players, a bass player, Kevin, and then Stefan behind the kit. And so that's really where it started. And I guess I can expand on it more to like how we
Yeah,
got
talk
here
about
now.
Eric coming into the band.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So um a while so a while went by, a few months I'd say, so maybe not too long. And I believe he actually like reached out to we when
Yeah.
Stefan had to uh Stefan does many things. So he's very hard to get a hold of. So when he helped us actually like get off the ground, uh and respectfully bowed out, we had to find a position to fill that role. So Jeff was a guy. He was from Maryland as well, but he ran through some rehearsals with him, got everything. We didn't get a show with him, but um, and then ultimately we kind of just we're still in our infancy now. So back then we were like still like
Just
we're
out of the
not we're
womb.
not sure. We want to make sure we're making the right decisions and whatnot, and still super good terms. He's a great guy, family guy, dad, super cool dude. Um, at the time, Eric had messaged us. Just I'm not even sure how you found our music, but
Nah, and then you guys never reached back out to me for like 2 months, and I was like, wow, all right, cool. I was like, all right, well,
Hey, no, bullshit. I said, we got a guy we're working with right now. If it doesn't work out, I'll hit you up. And here we are now. So, and all respect to Jeff, love that guy. It just wasn't the great fit for what we were doing. And like I said, it's no hard feelings at all. That guy's a great
Right.
fucking dude. I love that guy. And then I was like, is Eric still available? And then I hit him up, and then it was kind of like a first date. He's like, well, yeah, I want to jam with y'all, but let's get together and just see how we vibe, because it's more important than just playing music together. For at least for me, I know for everybody, and then speak for everybody in the band, but you got to be a bro too. You got to get
Right.
along. And so
Yeah.
we went out to rehearse, and I was like, man, I hope Eric gets it. And I remember, I think we had one or two rehearsals. The second rehearsal, I was just like, so you in, dude? And he's like, yeah, I'm in.
I think the
But
first
that's
after
a long story short.
after the first time we played, I was like, yeah, I mean, I want to do this, like, of course. And how I found you guys, like, so they just came up on Instagram, and I just listened to
Okay.
the tunes, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I was a fan before anything, and I was like, these tunes rip. And I just saw they didn't have a drummer like listed in the bio on Instagram, so that's when I reached out to them, and they had a show in Maryland. I'm from Maryland,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, so you guys from Maryland? They were like, no, Virginia. And it initially just wasn't going to work because we're just so far away. We're a few hours away from each other. And that was the initial thought. And then, then Kev reached back out and we talked, all of us, me, Josiah, Kev, Tyler. We talked for like Josiah was saying, 45 minutes on the phone. I was like, these dudes are awesome. Like, yeah, of course I want to do this. And then they came up and we jammed and it was like, yes, of
Like
course.
on the count of three, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Right, exactly. It was awesome. It was awesome, and it hasn't even been a year, and I feel like I've known the dudes forever. And it's been incredible. It's great.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
The
We were
man.
film
talking the
that's
other day. It
great.
feels like, we've only known Eric for, I guess, not even a full year. It feels like forever, in like a good way though. Like
Yeah.
we
Right.
all click very well.
And to fill in
That's
this
good.
debate is also when Steven, just so we're getting the timeline right, when Steven, it was kind of a mutual bow out, again, you just want to get the good fits,
Right.
figure out if it's going to make sense. Cause it's like an investment. You don't want to make a short-term investment and then have to keep making short-term investments. You want to make one
Sure.
or, minimal. So, when he bowed out, now we don't have a bass player. So went from 2 guitars and a bass player to Tyler going, oh, well, I'll play bass because he plays bass. You're the
He
multi-instrumentalist.
plays everything.
So
Heck yeah.
then there's a little old me over there on guitar. Like, well, it's hard to go from 2 guitar players to 1. So, but yeah, then, and now we're here. So
Well, man, you shred though. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
He's great.
oh yeah.
I also like
And
a
I
four
like
piece. We
that
might
you.
add it. We
So
go
No,
ahead,
go
sorry,
ahead.
bud.
No, go ahead. I was
I
just
was
gonna
gonna
say
I,
I love how you talk about it being a brotherhood because
Yeah.
with the struggles you talk about in your lyrics coming out of real life experience, you really need some bros around you because you need
yeah,
some strength and you need
Yeah.
people that are gonna be there not just for the music, but to be there to say, "Hey, man, you doing okay, man?" How
yeah,
and so I love how you said that you gotta have some bros, not just
yeah.
musicians in the band.
Yeah. It's
And
just like,
I thank God every day for them because seriously, like they're good influences for me. They respect my wishes to be a sober person. They're great. They don't ever, hey, dude, you want to snort a wine or something? You know what I mean? Like they're great. They're great people, man. And I'm so happy and blessed to have them a part of my life for
oh
sure.
yeah, that's awesome, dude. I could tell you that me and Ferg have actually we haven't known each other very long. I tell you, because we had one conversation like y'all are talking about, and we probably were on the phone for over an hour. But I
Yeah.
tell you what, I mean, me and the Ferg there, he's from Tennessee, I'm from Louisiana, and like we hit it off, and he's like an older brother to me. So
Oh, I
It's
you
awesome.
appreciate
know,
that, bro.
whenever we do the shows, I like to have him come on, and because he does an awesome album review.
Yeah, he
So I
does.
mean, he's awesome. But I do have one thing that caught my eye that when I was looking at y'all's bio page, um, also being a divorced dad rock, but with a face tattoo. Who came up with
Yeah.
that?
That was our buddy Caleb. He's like he's my best friend. He's like our unofficial manager too. He does so many things behind the scenes. Like he did a flyer. He does flyers. Actually did the album art for our last single, One More Time. He never wants. He's so such a humble dude. He never wants credit. Like he's like, I'm just your ghost. manager basically, and like I love that guy. But yeah, he came up with that. Actually, he did the whole biography. Like he's really
Heck
good with
yeah.
words, and kind of I like what he said about the like I think yeah, it's like divorced dad robbed a dad burned his New Balances and got a face tattoo. I'm like, that's cool. That'll make people
Yeah.
be like, what the fuck?
No, bro, that's
Heck
funny. When
yeah.
I first moved back to town where I live now, my close buddies of mine, everybody was wearing the longer shorts, and almost everybody's got tattoos and wearing Vans and stuff. And they said, "Hey, Ferg, man, you're gonna have to get rid of those stepdad specials, because I had like some kind of New Balance shoes that they quickly broke me in on my fashion there, and I had to get rid of a pair."
So, y'all did mention desperation. All right. I would like to play that for the audience if y'all don't mind. I
Of
have it
course,
on
yeah,
Spotify and I can screen share it. So if y'all are cool with that, I'd like to have the audience listen to y'all's music.
of course.
Sure.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's the banjo version.
All right, Disease, let me know if it's too low.
Peace, you see, but the burden's heavy and it's crushing me.
Good.
That you can't find me, and my faith is strong. Will you set me free? Can you feel the void that's inside of me? Or am I so gone that you've forsaken me? That I deserve this. I'm hopeless, and there's no solace from the poison in my veins, swallowed by dismay. Crack the seal, 'cause it's all I've Will you please just save me? Don't forsake me.
Heck yeah, man. That's some good tunes.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely. Talk about personally your musical influences. We know that your bio describes the sound you're trying to achieve, but personally, who are your influences, each of you, and how are you able to incorporate that into what you guys are doing?
Oh, Eric's got some good ones.
Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
I'm all over the place, man. Like, obviously that era of music, Breaking Benjamin, Seether.
Heck yeah.
But then I also love bands like the Dave Matthews Band. Massive, massive fan of them. And my drumming is heavily influenced by what Carter does on the drums. The
Okay.
little hi-hat stuff with splashes and things. I love funk music, and I try to bring like that type of groove into what we're doing, just trying to fuse so many different genres together in my, at least in my drumming. And then, you know, I listened to Slipknot my entire life, heavy bands like that. So I'm all over the place. And then huge fan of a band called Revolution. I don't know if you guys
Okay.
have heard of them. They're like a reggae, like rock type band. So I pull from literally every type of genre. And I go through stages. Like I'll listen to really heavy music for a month or so, and then the summer comes, and then I throw on some reggae tunes, and that's all kind of fused into my approach. Even though we're doing a certain type of genre and what we're doing,
Right.
my drums and what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking to the song is not the typical. Okay, well this is a heavy rock tune. I'm gonna play the heavy rock groove. Like I'm gonna add things from Carter and funk drummers that I love. So it's all over the place, man.
That's interesting, and that can be achieved. You know, it surprised me to find out that Dave Grohl said that a lot of his drumming when he was with Nirvana, those were jazz beats, bro. He had borrowed from a lot of jazz and stuff. So, dude, I think it's cool. I think
Yeah,
it's cool you're able to incorporate, those different styles into what you guys are doing.
right. And like Led Zeppelin, right, right,
Yeah,
right there. One of my favorite
absolutely.
bands.
Shadow camera.
That's just blues, but
Yeah,
they incorporate the rock part to it, and so much of that is all fused together. I hate when like there's a certain like lane you have to stay in when you're creating music. Like it's so important to pull things for you personally that you can share out. And like when I send Josiah stuff or Kevin, like when everyone's listening to things, like that's just the main focus, is to not try to do what's standard. Now, obviously,
right.
there's a
Yeah.
fine line with that. Like you don't want to overdo things. And I've sent them tunes before. They're like, dude, just stop hitting splashes, doing too much. Like, of course, like I get that, but like, yeah, I try to take a fresh perspective on everything. That's really important to me.
Yeah, he's got a really cool reggae beat we're gonna add into one of our new songs. It's pretty damn cool. Like
Oh,
we
heck
love his
yeah.
drumming. That's why we want him to join. Like, and you wouldn't even. It's like a heavy song, and it's just you'll see when it comes out. But yeah, we love his drumming.
I was just messing around with it one day practicing, and I was like, what if there was just this reggae groove on top of this heavy breakdown?
Oh,
And I
dude,
sent it to him
I gotta
thinking,
hear that.
if I said it to them thinking like they're gonna be like, oh no, dude, this stinks. Like, but they were all like super open with it, and that's a big part of what we do. Like, everyone is open to ideas. There's never like, no, dude, you can't do this. No, and like
Yeah.
one of the songs that we're gonna do too, like, there's a big kind of drum break, and I was like, guys, it'd be sick if I could just play really cool stuff right here, and like, normally it's not a thing, but we're gonna see how it works. But it's
Yeah, we're all about just making the best song possible. All egos aside. Like, yeah, that's what we're about.
Well, is there a certain song on the EP that pushes y'all the hardest emotionally? Like one that, you know, it's just a part of you that you put out, and this song hits the hardest.
Probably for me, the working title is Warning. So what it will actually be called, we don't know. But um all of them. I mean, like, it's a hard one because this is the first time, Kevin poured everything inside, outside. alone, essentially. So now that we have the capacity to write as a group, it's interesting because there's different sorts of emotions that are from everywhere now. It's all from Kevin's
Yeah.
brain and his soul and his heart. Now we have a little bit of everybody, so it adds its own flair to like the emotion behind the song. Um, Warning is a bit more funny thing is like we scheduled, we started to develop a schedule to like get things done by X date, right? For
Yeah.
preparation purposes and like to just govern ourselves so we're not having that demo itis like day of recording, you know what I mean? So we were pretty much already done recording the scratch tracks and the demos, and then I don't know, I just had an idea and laid it out, and then it wound up being like a decision to, hey, we should maybe
Heck
take the
yeah.
one that was in this place and put this one there for the EPs or for the EP coming out
Do you
uh,
have a set date?
for release.
Yeah.
We are still deciding. We have some. It'll either be. The idea was that it would be a nice Christmas present, but then we
Oh,
realized,
yeah.
Christmas is sort of busy.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
and by sort of, I mean extremely. So, we want to be strategic in that sense too. Although it's nice to, have that as like a package, like, hey, here you go, Christmas time. But more than likely, early 2026,
Yeah,
pretty early 2026. So,
Like, I'm recording the drums for it next
next
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I can tell you, I'll be waiting on it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Without a
Oh, yeah.
doubt.
We can't wait for that.
You've
The
earned.
cool thing about Warning too is Josiah actually he wrote the lyrics and the melodies for that song. I'm pretty stoked about it because it gives me less to do. And they're really good
Yeah.
lyrics too, and some I can relate to and sing and sell. So I'm happy. I can't wait for this EP. There's a song lyrically content. They're not all done, but the next there's two songs actually that are about cliche women relationships. Um, so that's kind of cool. Like the whole first EP was just introspective, about mental health and addiction, and everything's probably introspective. But
Mm-hmm.
we got some cool stuff about. I don't know. We got a song about. I'll just say I don't know. I don't want to get conspiracy wise, but shitty people that run the world. Um, and then another one called Punch is the working title. That's another deep one about my addictions and alcohol and stuff like that and mental health. So I can't wait. I think it's gonna be our best music yet. But every band says that, but I truly mean that. Like I'm so stoked that they're all on it, especially Eric and just writing their parts. Like it's gonna be an evolution from the first EP in a good way, I think, and still keeping the classic. I wouldn't say classic, but the sound I always envisioned, which is just raw guitar-driven
sure.
music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Really nerd.
always honest music. Like I can honestly say, I don't think we're ever gonna write about fucking a girl or like drinking beer like around a party. I don't know. Just I like keeping it real. You know what I mean?
There's
Absolutely.
one that's the one working title is called "Sweep the Leg," and I thought it was
Yeah.
a reference, but and there's a couple others, that like the lyrics we're still developing to get right because you want to say it. We're gonna do that's funny. We want to get them right because you want to. The lyrics are super. I mean, it's all super crucial to get correct in the sense of
Absolutely.
how you want it to be heard. But you also want to make it something honest because it's like you're gonna sing it thousands of times. You better believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's from Miles Kennedy from Alter Bridge and Mayfield 4
Right.
and all that. Like
Love
he
Miles.
made that pretty clear in his songs and in his lyrics. But yeah, Sweep the Leg's a cool one. Whether we tilt the direction one way or another, that one's essentially about people that do bad things and justice is served. So
Right.
it's a nice angry one. That's the cool thing about this
Yeah,
next EP.
I like that.
First-
I like getting into it, and I love that song Conjured, man. That one that's a banger there. But if I could piggyback on something you guys said a little bit ago, kind of a two-part question, in that is number one, talk about something unique that each member brings to the band and to the project? And then secondly, talk about your connection with your fans.
Oh,
You referring to like what they bring to Conjuring specifically, or just the band in general?
Oh, the band in general. I was just mentioning that song because he was talking about this other one being a real, banger. Man, I love when you guys rock
Yeah.
out like that, and then I kind of transitioned.
Yeah, I mean, I know Eric, like, he brings just the coolest drum beats out of left field that work, and that's what I love about him. Like, he'll give you something. It's like your brain, like you said, we try to we keep it standard to a point, but also we want to make it original with his drumming. So it's like you'll hear it, and it's like it's not how you heard it in your head, but then you're like, all right, but I hear it now, and this is fucking awesome. And then
Hell
as for
yeah.
Tyler's really good about looking at a song objectively. He's really good with finding melodies too for like harmonies and stuff like that of
Heck
stuff
yeah.
that's already done. And Josiah, he's self-explanatory. He writes all the guitar down. It's so fucking nice. I don't really have to write guitar anymore. And everything you hear on the next EP will be, basically all Josiah. I think I wrote like one song, like started it with like the main hook, but other than that, he writes everything, and I stoked for people to hear his guitar work because it's amazing,
Heck yeah.
amazing.
And I think like the experience, because I've only recorded one more time with the band, and we had worked on that song for a while, and in my head, I knew exactly what I was gonna play for every part when I got to the studio, and I started playing it, and then there's a section where I think Tyler was like, dude, you should try this instead. And it was just cool, like, because in my head, I was like, this is exactly what it's going to sound like. This is exactly how I'm going to play it. And Tyler was like, I'm hearing something different. You should do this here. And Tyler plays drums. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And I'll play it. And I played it. And I was like, oh, wait, that's way cooler than like what I had just been doing for 5 months practicing by myself. So
Right.
it was cool, collaborative effort with that. So I'm excited to see kind of how that moves forward when we're doing more songs. Like, because in my head, I already know what I'm playing, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
get there, and the boys are gonna hear some things, and they've heard a lot of what I'm doing, but they're gonna pitch in, and we're gonna probably change some things and try some new things. So that process is awesome.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
that was a
I see.
two-part, and I can't remember the second half.
Okay.
I see you got
Well, I always like to give the band a chance to brag on the other members because I think it's great to hear your band members say positive things like that. So I always throw a question like that in there because I just think that's a great opportunity. It's a bonding moment too. And so, second part of the question, talk about your connection with your fans.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the lifeblood.
Huge.
We recently, everything's recent because we're still kind of in our infancy, I'd say. But the platform on TikTok is, especially the live platform feature, you can't beat it. I mean, you can put as much money as you want into ads. And I'm not a professional with marketing and knowing what's what, but I will say organically, if you can make something work and it grows organically, hopefully you remember what formula you used. We don't, which is the funny part, but
We just wing
the
it.
live platform on TikTok has been, I mean, the growth has been exponential, and more importantly than the growth, the connection is incredible. I mean, our fan base on TikTok started, I think, around 300 or 3,000 some change, and I'm a super like analyst type person, so I was like following like every week, like the map, and it was like watching stocks, and it went up in a short period of time, and now I know we're over 22,000 right now,
Heck
around
yeah.
23,000.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to see the support we get from everywhere, but especially the live videos I do, because I just do a live stream, play some music, talk, do some cover requests, just to like change things up a little bit. And it's incredible because we've developed some pretty awesome relationships with just everybody there is super cool. It's not really, I mean, I might be a little biased, but you scroll through live feeds on TikTok and it's like
Mhm.
talking or someone's doing something and kind of talking and just kind of hanging out,
Right.
which is cool. It's like you can immediately hang out with anybody in the world right now. But it's just super involved with like people will say like how their day is going and like stuff like that. And that might be a normal thing to type out and comment in the live stream, but people actually one of what he's becoming one of my best buddies, Cody, started out, he just liked our music, found us on the live stream, I believe, or Spotify, and wound up on the live stream, just hanging out. He set an alarm on his phone for when we go on, because it's Tuesday,
Wow.
Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. But that's just
That's
Yeah.
all.
crazy to think
That's
about
awesome.
that people really dedicate, and we take care of that too. We treat
Yeah.
it like a baby, because people dedicate their time for some reason. We don't have to know the reason. We don't have to understand why, but they do it, and it's incredible to see that.
Yes, well,
And beyond that, we have shows we meet people at, new people, older people. Terminator, there we go. um, and then you have people that want pictures, or hey, this is my family. This is my daughter's first concert. It's like things like that. Just
Dude,
they
that's
stick,
awesome.
and it's really incredible to see.
Yeah, we've had fans that become friends. Like I could name, like we got a lady named Amy Fletcher. She's so awesome. The Tim and his wife and the Corgi family. I think his son Kane. A guy named Tyler. Like Jasmine Chavez comments on all of our stuff. Love that girl. Like so many. Like I consider them friends to me. They're not just fans. Some of these people, like it's awesome. And this meme guy is freaking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
But no, we
Dude,
love our fans, and none of this shit's possible without any of them. Every band says that, but it's cliche, but it's so true. Like so true, and they mean the world to us.
Heck yeah.
Well, speaking of fans, your song "Forever
uh,
Changed" has over 475,000 streams, and I believe, Robert, you got a song request just a few minutes ago, didn't you, brother?
That's what I was just about to say. Also, Forever Changed to me felt as if somebody lost someone or they lost themselves. The
Yeah, that's about
lyrics,
my dad. Yep.
never even got to say goodbye. I can tell you that I was working next to a guy down south, and while listening to y'all's band, the guy, he walked up, he's like, dude, who is this? He's like, man, this song, like I could tell it hit him hard. He asked me, he said, who is this? I said, it's Sever Red, man. I just said, I just came across them and I just been jamming out to the album. And he asked me, he said, can you replay that song? And I was like, yeah, man. I mean, hell yeah.
That's so awesome.
It was just amazing because, after the song, he told me, he said, I lost someone to addiction, and this song was amazing because it expressed how he felt that he couldn't explain, he couldn't explain it, so he said, this song explains how I felt. And
That's beautiful, man.
So yeah, one of the audience members would like to hear that song. So
For sure. Yeah, that's my favorite song. That's my favorite song. It's about my dad passing. That's my favorite song. Probably all time we've done so far.
sorry to hear that, man.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
It's helping
bro,
others. That's what it's about.
hearts and prayers go out to you on that, brother, for sure.
Thank you, brother.
Right. Everybody can hear it.
I'll never know.
Later, Eric.
Thanks for being here, bro.
Thank you guys. I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Right.
Take care, brother.
See you guys soon.
your life. Stop running from the pain inside, because that life you chose killed me. I can't let it go. Never thought that I would be without you. Never even got to say goodbye. Time goes on, the pain is still so strong. Forever changed on the day you left my life. Every day of mine, I'm on the road that took your life. Drinking every night, just like you did all
Oh,
the
we
time.
lose it. Oh no. Okay.
Understand, you never wanted it to come to this. What consumed your life? Never thought it could so much. Never thought that I would be without you. Never even got to say goodbye. Time goes on, the pain is still so strong. Forever changed on the day you left my life. Never thought that I would be here without you. I never even got to say goodbye. Never thought that I would be here without you. Never even got to say goodbye. Time goes on, the pain is still so strong. Forever changed on the day you left my life.
That was an awesome song, man.
Thank you, brother.
And just from meeting that guy down south, I didn't even really know the guy, but that dude, he's like, what's your number, man? And he's like, I told him what I do, like besides my day job, I try to, I talk to people, on top of my podcast. I'm also a part of, veterans group that help with, suicide prevention. Veterans that, struggle. So like we'll talk to them, we find them help. We've even gone as far as, if the veteran passed away and the wife is unable to pay the bills, we throw on an event and then we help her for a few months, and that way she can get on her feet because, her husband may have paid for everything, so we try to do things. And I very much enjoy sharing everyone's music, so this is my hobby, but I enjoy doing this hobby. And when
Yeah.
just seeing the look on that guy's face, man, it was like, dude, it hit me, so
That's what it's all about, man. I respect you for doing that. I'd love to help you out with that. Give me more information. Shoot me a message after that, because that's something I can get behind. Because veterans are totally left behind. We all know that.
Heck yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
they're fighting the struggles I couldn't even fathom, and yeah, they I could go forever. They don't get the
Yeah.
treatment they deserve at all.
Yeah. I agree.
Robert, I think you wanted to ask the band about the Rock the Mountain concert, didn't you?
Oh yeah, man. Actually, the one that I was gonna ask about, I'll let you ask about that one. I have an event that I seen that you'll have November 8th coming up, and which is awesome because, you know, speaking of somebody that's turned their life around,
Yeah,
Head, come on, from
Oh,
Corn,
yeah.
you
100%.
know, and y'all going to play the same place, right? So
Yeah,
November 8th, that I
dude.
find that awesome.
Dude, I'm so excited about it. It's a blessing because I read his books in kind of a dark spot a couple months ago, and his books inspired me to get my shit back together and honestly recommit to God. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's very I can't wait to meet the guy because that dude literally changed my life. Like his books are amazing. His story is absolutely amazing. If like what he went through and where he is now is should be inspiring to anybody going through a tough
Heck
time. I
yeah.
know it was for me. I know it was for me.
Yeah. And just for everyone, this is going to be, the show is going to be held at Heaven's Pit Saturday, November 8th, 5:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Doors open at 5 p.m. Winchester, Virginia. So if you're in the area, go check these guys out. Sever Red.
Nice little
It's gonna be an
hometown
awesome
show.
night. Yeah,
Heck
it's gonna be
yeah.
an awesome night.
Yeah, but
So
the
talk
Rock the
about that
Mountain.
Rock the Mountains concert and playing with all those awesome bands and being a part of that event right there. That was a
What a
huge event,
time,
guys.
dude!
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was super cool because it wasn't it was our first festival show, and a little bit of a different type of preparation for that, both on the logistics side and the performance side, which tend to go hand in hand. But I mean, it was just super great because you saw so many walks of life just there, living life, doing whatever, and it was super fun because you know, you I'm gonna fangirl for a moment, but you're just sitting at the merch table and you might know who's next to you, you might not know. So we met a lot of great friends there. The guys
Heck
in
yeah.
rehab specifically, like their driver, um, was sitting there hanging out. I was just, shooting shit, talking with him, and just such a good crew of dudes. And there's tons of people, and there's so much going on. You can't really make your rounds with everybody, but it's just such a neat experience to see how the big dogs do it, and they just go out there and then they crush it, and then they're off stage, and then you just talk to them, and they're just like normal people. I think that's a common misconception. This is why I clarify that. But yeah, I mean, it was just great. Every day had its moment with weather for sure. I know some
Right.
bands that had what Hair Force One. It was a hair band, Hair
Okay.
Force One, and I believe they unfortunately, along with another group, had to cancel
Any given sin, yep.
Any Given
Okay.
Sin. Yeah,
That's
unfortunately,
that's
I
a
I've
good
heard of
band
those
too.
guys. Yeah.
I want to catch those guys, but and we almost did, but the weather said no. Which respectfully, that's you got to make sure.
Dude,
Like,
yeah. We got
so
hit by a monsoon and we were literally holding down like a canopy from all our merch with it. It was a fun, but
Oh, wow.
like what the fuck experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Josiah's probably pissed at me because I'm just taking a video of him struggling and
he's like, this is good content. No, I'm like,
it was a good
I don't
time
want
though.
to.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But that
But
was
no,
a great experience.
it was a dream come true, especially for me. Like I met the guy Jesse from 10 years, and I just like, bro, you're like the reason I'm doing this,
Heck
and
yeah. Those
it's
guys are
awesome.
good.
And then I talked to Bobby from Saliva for like 20 minutes, just man to man, asking tips on singing and stuff. Like
Yeah,
he's such a Bobby, the Saliva front man. He's such a nice guy,
that'd been
and he's
awesome.
like, man, he flips a switch if he gets on stage. It's like that's the same guy I talked to because he was so humble and meek, and like he gets on stage, just like, what the fuck's up? And it's just like. It was a dream come true. That was definitely a highlight of my life that whole weekend.
I think we as
Everclear.
fans, we forget that as fans, we forget that musicians, and rock stars are idols we look up to. We forget that, man, they're normal people like us. They just have a passion
They are.
for music. They have a passion for bringing music and expressing themselves with an art form that maybe the rest of us don't. But sometimes
Mhm.
we mistake that and we forget and we lose that element. And truth of it is, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make it home, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Cody Parks and the Dirty South too. Those guys are freaking awesome, humble
Hell
dudes,
yeah.
really great. And Shallow Side too, great people.
I'm
Those guys
glad you
crush
brought
it.
up Saliva. One of our guys from here, right here in West Tennessee, played with them for a while. Jonathan Montoya.
Okay, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
I know they had a lot of lineup changes over the years.
Yeah, they have, but that's just really cool. But let's get into it since we're talking about venues. I'm going to put you guys on the spot a little bit. Favorite venue, dream venue, and who would you most like to open up for?
Phew.
Gotcha. Okay, so favorite venue. Damn. That's hard because there's an intimacy factor that I enjoy, and there's also like, wow, that's like 80,000 people factor. I'll go not in a chronological order, but venue that we'd like to play. I was actually just there the other day watching the Polyphia or Wisp, because can't leave the opener out ever. Wisp, Polyphia, Korn, and System of a Down at MetLife in New Jersey.
Heck yeah.
82,500 capacity. Absolutely insane. I couldn't even hear the music because the crowd was singing. Like, come on.
That's
So that's
awesome.
definitely on the list for want to play. Favorite venue, I mean, I almost would favor the more intimate ones like Backseat Event Center in Winchester, Virginia. It's such a cool venue. It's multi-story. It's just a nice little place so you can put on a giant act and still have the opportunity to be 5 feet from them,
Yeah.
which I like, Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be mine.
How about opener? Who would you want to? Who's your dream opener?
Oh yeah, that was part of the question. Uh,
Yeah, don't let him off the hook there, Kevin.
I got you.
it's always changing. I'd probably say, now this is definitely biased. Tremonti
Oh, dude, I love it. Yeah,
is the guitar player for Creed,
I
has his
love
own
Tremonti.
thrash project, and that's definitely the most biased answer I think I'll give today. But it's just such a unique
Yeah.
and diverse guy.
I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I was a little sheltered as a kid, growing up, but my family listened to country, like nothing but country.
Me too.
My first like introduction to like rock or some type of rock was Creed,
Nice.
and I was like, okay, and then I was like, then I just kept going with it, man, and I was like, and then it was Metallica, then it was AC/DC, then it was, I mean, it just continued, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Ferg.
100%. And then I guess to answer a question for you, my dream venue, I don't know if it's a dream. I'll say it's a dream venue because I remember 10 years being like 10 a decade ago. It's this place called Jiffy Lube Live. Used to be called Nissan Pavilion. It's in Manassas, Virginia. It's a huge amphitheater. And I've always
Okay.
said, like, I'm going to play here one day. And, like, so that's probably my dream venue.
Heck yeah.
What was the other question? A venue.
Favorite venue?
I don't know. Oh, favorite venue, yeah, probably Jiffy Lube Live, and that's actually a dream venue, so that's a two-part question answered in one. And then my dream band to open for is not a secret. If I could open for Seether, that would be
Oh.
like die happy, dream come true. Like that's my
Dude.
favorite band in the world. I love that band so much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sean
I've
Morgan's
not
my
heard a
biggest
bad
influence.
Seether song yet, to be honest.
Nah, man.
You being a musician, you tell me, but I've not heard a bad song.
Nah, I don't think they can write a bad song. There's definitely some songs I like. All right, I can skip this and I'll be okay and sleep at night. But like, but even so, like, no, like to me, they don't have a bad song. That's why I'm my favorite band because he kind of does the same thing. He doesn't write for others. He writes for himself, and everything you hear from him is always real. So that's why I connect, and they're my favorite band. Everything is real and raw with him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would like to talk a little about the producer, Josh Schroeder.
Oh, I love that
Um,
guy, man.
so the band recorded the EP Sick and Tormented with Josh, correct? So
Yeah. Yep.
did he, like, I think I read something to where you and him actually wrote a couple songs together, right?
Yeah, he did all the bass on the Sick and Tormented because he's a bass player and a drummer, and
Oh,
he programmed the drums on that. But yeah, he wrote all the bass. I had bass tracks, but I'm not a bassist. I just kind of matched the guitar and like. So he's like, "You want me to do that?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." And it's funny about that. Like I hit him up to because I've always wanted to go to him. I like his style. He's such, and if he's ever watched this, he's the most humble dude in the world. He doesn't have to be. He records some of the biggest metal bands in the world.
Right.
Um, but I hit him up, just sent him some demos, and he's like, I can tell you're green, like new as a musician, but I wanna do this with you. And we got on the call like 45 minutes and just hit it off like we are right now. Like he's such a down to earth dude, and he became shoot. I consider him a friend. Like I love that guy. We text sometimes, and he's such a good dude. I would recommend anybody who wants to have the best experience in a studio and do your best work, go with him because he's the most humble, nicest, and smart. Like he's a wizard. I'll say he's a
Heck
wizard. I
yeah.
love that guy. He's so
that's
good.
awesome.
That was another highlight in my life. The 2 weeks over there, some of the best 2 weeks of my life. Recording that with him. He's such a good dude.
Heck yeah.
Was there any funny behind the scenes stories from that 2 weeks?
Yeah. I don't want to say funny. I have a gag, like some gag reels from recording vocals of just like, and coughs and like just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nah, funny thing with him, like his wife, Sarah, is so sweet. She'd always bring him food every day, and then one day she's like, I was actually trying to lose weight at the time. And she like brought down this carrot cake. And he's like, "You gonna eat that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
eat that,
dude.
dude." And then it was the best carrot cake I've had in my entire life. And we played. Josh is cool, and I think I realized he like liked me when like he's like, "Dude, you want to just come upstairs and play pinball and play video games?" I'm like, "Heck yeah!" I'm like having like
Yeah.
almost a Star Trek moment because like it's like, dude, this dude's recorded with some famous people, and he's like, "Wants to hang out with me?" And I was like, "All right, I think he's my friend now." But nothing really funny. It was pretty serious the whole time. But we had some deep conversations about life. Like that's what I mean. Like he books more time than you actually need because he wants to hang out and get to know you and just like vibe with you. Like we can't wait. We're going up there in October again with Josiah and I. And we're so stoked. I keep telling
Heck
Josiah,
yeah.
dude, you're gonna love it.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
such a
it's
good
all
dude.
about is relationships. That's what this whole thing is about is relationships. And I think you saw our music and our rock community show the power of relationships interconnected with the power of music when we lost Ozzy. Did that have an effect on you guys at all when we lost Ozzy?
Oh my God, yes. I shared the same feeling I'm sure many did, and I was just devastated. I was at work, you know, laser focused, and you just take a little break, you scroll through, and you're reading the feed, and that pops up, and you're just like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna take a little break here. Now I mean, is you can't describe it. It's at least for me. I mean, he
Right.
was like Bark at the Moon. That was like
Oh
one of the
yeah.
first Aussie albums I purchased and listened to, and like um what's the intro? The Diary of a Madman, like the guitar
Yeah.
intro. You listen to that, and you're like, all right, what is this? And then you get into it, and then you see his full library of like who he is, what he's done for music. And I mean, it's just such a heavy hit. And then you listen to like Mama, I'm Coming Home, for example. Before you listen to it, and you're like, man, that is a ouch, that hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, in the best way. And then you read the news, and then you listen to it again, and it's like
Well, that
that
last performance of him singing that song was like heavy.
Yes.
That
oh,
was like almost like his
is
goodbye.
Yeah.
like one of the most influential figures in what we do. And more than that too.
Right.
He's it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of people that, it's always one of those things where when somebody like that is no longer, it's like, yes, it's very heavy, very sad, very important to remember what he did and focus on, making the highlights that he did this in the front,
Right.
because
Absolutely.
it's just insane what that guy accomplished and how
So
he
funny
accomplished
too.
it too.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Um,
did y'all ever watch the Osbournes back in the
Yeah.
day? I mean,
Yeah.
that show was fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it
Like
was.
Ozzy's a freaking comedian, and he's not even trying to be. He's just a
No,
funny
he's
dude.
Yeah. Just being Ozzy.
my favorite's the one where his Sharon got, I think, bubble machines for one of the shows he was doing, and she showed him, and he's like, "Uh, "Fucking bubbles!" Exactly,
Yeah.
one of
Then
the.
remember them Listerine brush strips? She's like, "Here,
Oh
try it."
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
it's like it's fucking acid. He's like,
Yeah,
"You trying
yeah.
to fucking kill me?"
The little tag.
Yeah.
tag on the front.
Am I supposed to put it on my tongue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Legend.
it took her a minute to get him to take that.
Yeah, dude. That shit's so funny. And that's the best type of funny people are people like him who don't even try. They're just who they are. It's fucking hilarious. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something I would encourage you guys to do. Don't lose your identity. Continue to be who you are, because
Yeah,
Yes.
always.
the industry can try to change you. The industry can be ugly at certain times, and you guys are having a blast right now. Stay the guys that you are right now, man, just all the way through. That's something that I want to do, something I strive to do. And
Yeah,
I got,
yeah.
when you see me not podcasting or whatever, man, I'm such a high energy dude. Like it just, I'm all over the place, and it's like everybody's, you can't, you're never going to tone me down. I can't change. It's just, it's me. It's what I do. It's who I am. And I want you guys to keep doing that, man. Just stay who you are.
Always.
Stay true to your roots, bro.
Yeah, man. My dad, I'd say I was raised really well to always be yourself, and like I don't think I'll ever change. So I like the best person you can be is who you are. You don't have to try. You don't have to try when you're being yourself. You don't have to try to be somebody else when you're being yourself. It's so
Right.
easy to do.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Absolutely. Speaking of that, one more time, I love that lyric. You said, "When I looked into your eyes, I finally felt alive." That's one of the lyrics, and you can explain that lyric, but I think it's a powerful lyric because, we're all here to not just live, but we want to be alive while we're here, bro.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I try to let people leave the lyrics to their own interpretations of what it is to them. But no, I mean, to me, that song's kind of talking to God. Like that's when I looked you in the eye, I finally felt the lives talking about being finding Christ and
Heck yeah.
yeah, just feeling His Spirit in me. Honestly, I mean, that's just the way it is, and that's what the whole song's about to me. Is being a second chance and like, especially the lyric, "You break me to save me," like you let me be a piece of shit and fuck up, but you're always there ready to catch me when I'm ready to go back to you.
Heck
So
yeah.
yeah, that's what that song's about to me for sure.
Heck
It's kind of
yeah,
cool how that
bro.
one started. I don't know if we oh, there he is. I don't know. The way that started too, instrumentally, was after a rehearsal. We were just at Eric's and just sitting
Yep.
down and jamming, and came up with some random thing. Wherever my fingers land, they land, and we configured it into what it is now down as it progressed in the writing phase. But it was kind of cool how it came together because it was similar to. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how Master of Puppets, the riff came together.
Right.
It was just a split version of that. Then Lars, I believe, was like, "Hey, why don't you repeat it like again and then give it the return at the end of the riff?" It was similar with this. Kevin was like, "Do it, but then do it again and then return it." So it was
Yep.
cool. And Eric was there, and yeah, just keep doing that. And then he got on the kit and started doing his thing, and it came along pretty well. And then
Yeah,
Tyler,
I remember the cool thing about that one was when we were writing it, we were actually trying to write a chorus to a song that I still love. He had to clean this really cool clean, like melancholy tone. I was trying to write a chorus to it, and it was basically I was right there one more time. It was like a slowed
Uh-huh.
down. and I was like, I think we just like, what if we sped that up and then the rest is history, and then just I just kind of ran with it. So it's funny how like we were trying to write to another song and ended up writing the song everybody's heard now. That's the my favorite
Hey,
part about writing music is the process of like you don't even know, like you just got to get together. You don't know what's gonna happen, but it's like magic, man. Music, creating music is like magic. Like it just happens. You just feel it.
Heck yeah.
hell yeah. And I do appreciate you bringing up your personal faith. You know, we try not to get religious or political on the channel because there's so many feelings about it. But I do appreciate that because I do have a deep faith
Yeah.
myself. But you know, I'll
Yeah, of
still mess up and curse and get mad and curse
course.
somebody in traffic or
Yeah.
from time to time, I'll do something I ain't supposed to. But that I think that's really cool because a lot of people look at us in rock and roll and they kind of give us a bad rap. But a lot of us, come from a place where, we do have deep beliefs. We're just trying to share with the world in a different way.
hmm And that's the thing too. Yeah, like I will never force, my beliefs down someone's throat. And like, big thing for me is like people see Christians and like they just think, oh, they think like I hate religion because religion ruins everything, but it's about relationship for me. And like they just see like the
Right.
bad Christians who are like are the biggest hypocrites, and it's like nah, dude. Being a Christian doesn't mean you're better than somebody. It means you acknowledge you're a piece of shit, and you and you're saved by
Exactly.
grace
Yeah.
through faith and whatever. Um, but yeah, but like I said, I don't like to get too like if people want to ask me, cool, I'll talk to you about it, but I don't like to shove it down anybody's throat at all. I just try to love on everybody and be the best person I can be.
Hell
But
yeah,
yeah, I'm
bro.
not perfect either, that's for sure.
Well,
So,
that's like,
Kevin, for
people will see me, with, my rock and roll stuff or whatever. And I see people, I live in a small town. And so people, in a small town sometimes look at you and judge you a certain way, but they don't know what's in here, bro.
100%.
yeah.
100%, man.
So, Kevin, you've been open about addiction. Do you
hmm
feel that music saved your life in a way?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, dude. 100%. Like it's easy to say, I wouldn't be here without it, but like I truly do think, because my darkest times, man, I can't tell you how many times I've cried out listening to a song 10 times over, just because the song speaks to me. And I mean, for instance, the song "The Gift" by Seether is probably my favorite song of all time because I just felt that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the lyric, was the lyric, I look into the mirror and I'm so ashamed of that thing. Like I feel that, like, you know what I
Right.
mean? And like, yeah, music has totally saved my life. Addiction, like, Three Doors Down, Seether, there's so many I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't name. I'm a big fan of Macklemore. He has a song called, can't remember
Yeah.
what it's called, but it's kind of about addiction. Like, I don't remember what it's called, but it just talks about it. And like, yeah, if it saved my life because it makes you realize you're not alone and it keeps you going. 100%. Music totally saves. I think music 100% saves lives, and people shouldn't underestimate the power of music and how it can, connect. Like, I mean, our own songs have like we've had people reach out and be like, you know, this music is like feel like it was written for me. And like I know we've all had songs that like I feel like this guy's talking to me right now. And in a way it is. Like, music connects us all and music totally saves lives. And a little disclaimer, I'm probably rambling. I got terrible ADHD, so if I go off track, I'm sorry. But yeah, summary, music saves lives.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
that's
I don't know
awesome,
about
Kev.
you guys. I can't imagine a world without music of some form, whatever the genre. Obviously we love rock and roll, heavy metal genre, but I can't imagine a world without music, bro. I
No,
every day I got to listen to something.
Dude, they
100%.
all offer something. Yeah, there's always something like I know, even if it's no lyrics, and it's just the instrument or the part, that makes your hairs stand up on your arms, stuff like that. I love,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
like whether it's um Childish Gambino, it's the Red Bone. That's just such a lost him. It's
Oh
just such a
no.
Yep.
good groove,
Yeah.
things like that. And it's like I remember
Yeah.
years ago, kind of a detour real quick. I was working as a delivery driver, and I just like to make small talk, and and I had Guns N' Roses. It was like "Sweet Child of Mine" playing in the truck,
Heck
and the
yeah.
window was down because it was an old truck, no AC. You get it. So they were like, "What's that?" I'm like, "What's what?" And they were like, the the sound." I'm like, "Oh, it's "Sweet Child of Mine," referencing it like that, hoping they would get it. They were like, "Oh." I was like, "You listen to him, buddy?" And they're like, "I don't listen to music." I'm like, "How do you not listen to music? Like, just in
Dude.
general, or what do you mean?" So it's crazy to think without it, it'd be a lot more internal discussion, like with yourself. I think
Kevin, welcome back.
self-expressive.
Yeah. All good, brother.
Oh yeah, it happens. I see
Yeah.
you, disease.
Gangnam Style.
What are
Um,
some of your favorite covers to play when you're playing live?
Ooh,
It's a good one.
we've done so far we've done "So Cold" by Breaking Benjamin.
That was probably my
Probably
favorite.
it's between that, and we also the Seether cover of
Careless Whisper.
"Careless Whisper." Yes,
Oh, I love it.
that's just such a
Love it.
good one.
Love
That's
it.
like a classic. Anybody can sing
Love
along
it.
to that. We have a couple coming up with our September 21st show with Smile Empty Soul. We're gonna do some different ones to change it up a little bit. Um,
Okay.
Gasoline by Seether.
Yeah,
It's like a
Gasoline by
nice little,
Cedar.
just a
Oh
heavy,
yeah.
aggressive little fun song. So probably "Careless Whisper" though. That's just when you look and everybody's singing, it's just a fun one to play.
There was a couple dancing, slow dancing to it when we
Oh
covered it.
yeah.
I remember that, and that was really cool. That was really cool.
Heck yeah.
And that's the
Love
thing
it.
too. I've always believed in as a band upcoming, like sing a cover because if they don't remember your original songs, they'd be like the band that covered that song. And it's like, oh yeah. So I think it's good marketing too.
Shoot yeah.
yeah. So, if you guys would like, I would like to play "Afraid" for the audience.
Sure.
Hey.
And I know, I'm just gonna say I like every song on here,
Every one of them.
but I'm
Every
trying
one
to
of
get in any that I can. Just
For
say
sure, man.
it.
Cue it up.
And I think Ferg, you might have some questions about the "Afraid" one, huh?
Oh
That
man.
song.
Oh man.
I got you after.
Roger that.
I hear you calling, so alluring. Tell me it's okay, 'cause I'm so despondent, always falling. I will never change, so I'll drift away now. Betray the sweet sound, the promise of better days. And I've tried everything, I know I can't kill it. This thing inside terrorizing me till I feed it. And I'm afraid to feel okay. It's 3 in the morning, waking up, don't remember what happened. Reach to my side, grab the bottle as a panic creeps. day feeling like this. All my hopes and my dreams are gone, thrown away. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. And I'm afraid to feel again. I'm not okay. It never ends. My mind is racing all the time. So damn sick of living this life. This all my hopes, my dreams are gone, thrown away, and it's all my fault.
I think probably my second favorite to play live.
Heck yeah. So during that song, here's what I want to talk about. It's like, okay, you're heavy, but you're steady as the song's building up. But just as you get almost to the end of the lyric where it says, "This thing inside terrorizes me until I feed it," it's like then right when you're getting to some of the strongest part of the lyric, then the music gets heavy, your voice gets a little heavy, and then again at the end toward the song as you're really getting into it, then we get that great guitar solo, and the drums is keeping up with how badass the guitar solo is too. And
Yeah.
so my thing is, this is such a powerful song with the lyrics, but you brought powerful music to equal the lyrics. Talk about the whole writing process and how you guys decided where the solo should go and how to get heavy at the right moment with the lyrics. Talk about that writing process.
Yeah. It was, I believe all music should be complementary to one another. And I remember writing the Afraid, it just like I had that and the verse riff basically. And the funny enough, like the melody in the verse you hear now is not the melody it originally was when I went to the studio with Josh, because I
Oh,
found that
okay.
I ripped off a melody. I ripped off a melody unintentionally from a song I subconsciously had in me. So I'm like, shit, let me redo this. And like the melody you hear now is actually organically, it came out like right there with Josh. He's like, well, just take, a couple minutes and go just by yourself and think of it. And I was like, I think I got it. And then I had the, and it was just, all right, I'll just plug the same lyrics into that and it worked. So what you hear now. But no, and then the pre-chorus was, was all written, and like the music was all written for that before the lyrics, because that's usually how it always goes. And it just kind of happened like with like, yeah. And I remember the writing that, and I tried everything I know, I can't kill it. This thing inside terrorizing me till I feel it, like till I feed it, which is about my addictions. And like it was intentionally, and then I'm afraid to feel again. It just like all worked out the way it should, and like it just wrote itself, man. Like, yeah, that's the best song that's naturally come out. And same with like the second verse. Was just getting really real, talking about when I was deep in my addictions with alcohol, where it was like drinking every day, all night. Anybody who's ever been alcoholic can, like, as bad as I was, I guess, like you get to the point where like you wake up shaking, and like the only thing that fixes it is a drink. And that's where, the lyric comes from. The sweet relief takes a hold, but I hate it. Because it's like, what the hell have I done to myself? Like, I'm gotten this far into addiction to where, um, I need it physically. And, it just kind of came out perfectly. And like, it's living a lie. Like the whole, like the last bridge, living this lie is true because, people can hide it well until you can't. And that's what you feel like as an addict. When you're in active addiction, you feel like you're living a lie because, like, people think they don't know what you're going through because you don't want them to know because it's not a very proud habit to be, to be doing at the time. And yeah, it's just a release, like, in the solo. I think I want to say the solo. I just had like some. The solo was written at the studio, and Josh actually helped write that solo. It was just like
Okay.
some melody power chords, and then he just like what you hear now is like we kind of put the guitar back and forth, and he started the and I kind of guided him like he was doing it. I like guided him what I heard in my head, and he
Right.
just did it. Because I'm not a. That's why I love Josiah because I've never been a solo lead guitarist. I've always been a rhythm guy, and so he helped with that, and it just kind of wrote itself, man. It was just a release. It was that song came out the fastest I want to say out of all the songs on the EP because it was just I was sober when I wrote it, but I put myself back in that dark place,
Right.
and just purged like emotions that have been hot, holding in. And it's funny, like these songs are like stuff I wouldn't even tell like friends because I'm not good at talking about my feelings. That's my biggest problem with bottom up. Just you can tell me like, dude, you can talk to me, whatever, but I'll never talk usually because I'm just
Like
stubborn
most
asshole.
guys.
Yeah, yeah, and but that's the thing, and that's why I think the music we write is important, and talking about it is important because there's a reason I think over 75% of suicides are men because it's a
Right.
stigma where you feel like you can't talk about it and it's not cool. Like just toughen up, man up. Like nah, manning up is killing people. It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to talk to people, and you need to talk to people because so many people have been told don't cry, you need to be a man. Like nah, that's killing people. So you
Right.
know, no, let it out and talk to people. And that's why I love what you do with veterans, Robert, because they need, like, people need to know that they have a safe
Sure do.
space and not like, I don't mean this to be like, not the PCs, like safe space to where like, we won't get into that, but you know what I mean? A space to
Yeah.
like talk about your feelings
Yeah, man.
and let others let you know you're not, it's okay to not be okay. And like true friends will be there for you. And that's what it's about, like letting it out. And that's why, I think this music is important because it's showing people that you're not alone. And I just like, I've always said like, I write music for myself, but like the music that helped me was help found me at the same time. And now the music we're writing are finding other people, and that's what it's all about. That's why I want to keep it real too. I couldn't imagine wasting a song track on just some superficial shit. You know what I mean? Like people dying, dude. Mental health serious.
Yes.
Right. And I really appreciate you saying that because it's true. And I won't get into it. This is not about me. It's about you guys and the band. That's
Nah,
who
it's
we're here
cool.
to interview today. But I lost a brother to suicide, and he never talked. There's so many unanswered questions that we're
Yeah,
always going to have. And so I appreciate you being honest and saying that because a lot of men, we don't talk. I remember when I was growing up, with your buddies on the playground, you'd take a punch in the arm or an Indian burn. And it's like, don't cry, don't be a sissy,
yeah. You're crying
and
inside, but yeah, you can't let it. You can't let
yeah,
it show. Yeah,
and you know that hurt like hell, but you're supposed to be tough. And so men forever, we've been taught to shelter and hide those emotions. And some of
yeah.
like you, we're not great. Now me, I'm a people person. I talk to anybody, but in your case, you don't do that. And so I think it's amazing that you're opening up about that on the interview because other people are going to watch this and see that, but also that you're honest enough with yourself to put it in your music because maybe
Yeah.
there's somebody else out there just like you, bro, that they're never going to talk to nobody, but they're going to hear your songs, and a down song can lift you up. I've
Oh,
told
hundred
people for
percent.
years the blues can bring you up.
Oh yeah,
And
100%, man. 100%. And like you said, the bringing up factor is that you feel like, oh my God, I'm not alone, and that's what makes you feel better. Like you still like. I remember I've had people say, well, no wonder you're depressed. You listen to that music. I know. I'm listening to this music to get me through my depression. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
I relate
Yep.
to you too, Ferg, about my dad. Like he was here one night, gone the next. He drank himself to death. That's what killed him. And like I speculate, did he just drink himself and like kill himself because he just didn't want to live anymore? But you know what I mean? Yeah, like the like mental health's important, especially for men. It's such a stigma of that men can't talk to people and that they have to hold it inside, and they don't. They don't. Like there's people out there that are willing to help, and like yeah, that's my biggest stigma I want to break is that like the suicide number of men is terrifying. It's like 80% or 75, 80% are men. Like I think that tells a lot about how toughing up and being a man is not working
Right.
anymore.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Robert, you want to add to that, bro, with what you've seen and with the veterans?
Well, I just know that you know, I'm not gonna say any names, but I had a buddy of mine. He reached out to me, said, "Hey, I need you to talk to this guy. Um, he was part of the 1st Battalion Ranger Division, and so I was in the Army myself. Um, you know, by far, I've never seen what the 1st Battalion Ranger Division has seen, because that was more like a Vietnam era kind of thing. But I was like, yeah, man, I'll talk to him. And I was in bed, I was, getting ready to go to sleep, go to work the next morning. But when he reached out, I was like, yeah, man. So I come to my podcast room, and I called this guy up. Um, Turns out that he's been trying to contact me, but he had the wrong number. Well, so I reached out to him. We talked. We talked for like an hour and a half, man. And he just, spilled it, went over certain things I'm not going to talk about, but, he really shared like stuff that, that was bothering him. And, just by me listening to him and having a conversation with the guy, it felt, he said he felt, you know, 100% better, because he even told the guy that he reached out first, I'm glad you gave me Rob's number. He said, because, you know, that's what I needed. And periodically he'll reach out to me, and I'll reach back out to him, and we'll talk and stuff like that. But you're definitely right about, you know, veterans do not get the help they need. And also, I can tell you from my aspect is, I feel that if we were to talk about it to a VA, the medical side of for us now, I think that there's no one really qualified that has wore those boots or have, been there. So they you can tell one story, and they're like, they don't know what we're talking about. They'll never be where we're at unless they were there. So
Hmm.
that's why a lot of us talk, like us veterans, we talk to other veterans, and we find that's a little that's more beneficial. And also, if anyone listening, if you're a veteran, you went to the VA. A lot of those people do not care that you're there. They seem like they don't like their job at all, and you're just a number. So, I just, if anytime anyone would like to reach out, you know, I'm I'm available, and my buddies are available, you
Heck
know.
yeah.
Uh, there's several combat veterans in this club that I'm with, and anytime we can help another veteran, we're here. It doesn't matter if you're in another state, dude. You can be, if you're in the United States, we can help you.
Heck
So
yeah. Heck yeah.
Love
I'll
that.
just, but
Let us know how
yeah.
we can help with that too. If there's any
Yeah, seriously. We would
outside-
love to help with that.
Heck yeah.
man, I'll
Maybe
give
we
you a
need to put
website.
together a program.
I'll give you a website afterwards. But for people that are watching, it's called Kindred Vets. You can Google us. We come up first, and what you're gonna see, we're a motorcycle club.
Love that.
So we're a motorcycle club, but we take care of veterans. It you know, you don't have to be a bike. You don't have to have a bike. You know, but if you do have a bike, then you know we'll get together. You know, but if you don't have a bike, we're gonna find you help. We're gonna talk to you. We're gonna get you where you need to be. You know, if you can't find help at the VA, you reach out to Kindred Vets, and we will get you where you need to be.
Yeah, y'all ever do a
Heck yeah.
benefit show? We're down.
Heck
Something
yeah.
like that. We'd love to help with that cause any way we can.
Heck
Heck
yeah.
yeah. Well, I
Robert,
do
can we
appreciate it.
do something? Would it be okay to do a first time thing on the show? We're coming up on an hour and a half. Would it be okay to do a first time thing? Josiah, I see a guitar behind you there, bro. Would you
Oh, yeah.
like to
And,
live play us something on our way out?
Oh man. Let me see. Well, one doesn't have a string or any
Uh-oh.
strings because it's I'm kind of working on like a Frankenstein feel. What do we got? What do we got? I know this isn't a weird tuning because I was trying to do some probably goofy, stupid stuff. Hold on 1 second.
Put my man on the spot. I love
What do
it.
you want me to do?
I tell
Well,
you what,
I've
man.
been eyeballing that guitar for a little bit, and it was an idea. Disease wants to know about the chair.
Oh, the hand chair.
Hey, we don't. By the way, Kevin, we don't only interview bands. We actually get the guys together, and we have a BSing session. So, like,
Hey, I'm always
we
down for a BSing session.
look, we get on here and we cut up, and we talk about anything and everything. Which
Dude, have it?
I'm pretty sure you've seen the little picture of you know, what's her face, Katy Perry, pop up in the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
when they done that little thing where they said they went to space and come back down, man, we tore that bit apart. So, I mean, we have fun. We get the guys together, man, and it's
I'd love to be on again for
Heck
actual
yeah.
BSing session. Nothing about our band or nothing.
Hey,
just
don't put that
BSing.
guitar away, bro. You're not done.
Oh no.
No.
No. So the story with this chair is funny. My girlfriend and I went to the Wesleyan.
There she is, Katie.
It was a insane asylum, and like, you know, like as a viewer, right? So went in there, and I love that kind of stuff. I love horrifying, creepy stuff. I don't know why, but I do. And they just had that, well, one of those at the front as like a little funny piece, and they're like, yeah, sometimes a ghost sits in it. I'm like, what? Can I buy that? Like, I'm buying it for the, you know, tour.
Heck yeah.
And they were like, well, no. I'm like, all right, 150 sound good? So like, I'm trying to deal them on this chair,
Yeah.
and they're like, we can't sell it to you. I'm like, you don't want to sell it to me. You can sell. Anyway, so this guy on Etsy, I can't remember his name, but full credit to the dude. I'm pretty sure he's like the only guy on Etsy that like has a full description of how he makes it. It's in his garage, which is gigantic mold machine, and he just makes them. And I'm like, that is so cool. I had to remember to order. Let's see. Yeah, the left hand, because with the right hand, it would be in the way of the guitar that the thumb would.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just thought it was a super cool thing. It's not comfortable, but it's really, really cool. It's like HDP, like a high density plastic. So yeah, that's it. I just thought it was super cool, and I had to order one. And yeah, that's about it. There's not really like
All
a super
right.
crazy story, but I wish I could have bought that one though, because it was like in the insane asylum, and it's like,
Had a
Yeah.
story behind it.
is it handmade? You guys picked the right guy for the job. What do we want to play? For me. Oh, wait a minute. He said something, not to stop it right there. He said something about the shine down. What, do I know any shine down? Oh wait, yeah, well, it's not shine down, but it is shine down. Something like that. Yeah.
First time
All
I got to
right.
listen to
Wrong.
Shine Down,
You could go wrong with that.
I was in basic training.
That's a killer song.
Dude.
You
I
can't.
remember
go-
the first song I heard about them was Second Chance.
Oh,
And I was
man.
like, this band's good. I remember that drum fill. I thought it was the coolest thing. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Dude, Shine Down's one of my. They're low key one of my favorites too. I like more of their older stuff than the
Heck
newer
yeah.
stuff.
45.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Man.
yeah! Talk about a song that got me through. Yeah, 45, man. That's a beautiful, great song. Love that song.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Well, if any of you guys got anything before we go to the outro,
I just want to thank y'all for the time. This has been awesome. I'd love to get
Yeah.
back on and BS with y'all.
oh, of
Yeah,
course,
no,
thank you guys
Kevin.
for-
After we end the show, just hang out for a second, you two, and
Cool.
we'll have a little conversation afterwards. But
Sure.
Yeah, no, thank you guys very much. I mean, we appreciate your guys' time and what you're doing and how you're doing it. It's amazing.
Yeah, and thank you for your service, Robert.
hey, I appreciate it.
absolutely.
And thank you for the music, man, because I'm glad that I came across it in Spotify, because I love every song, and I can't wait for y'all's new stuff to come out. I'll be waiting come
Oh, heck yeah.
the beginning of 2026, guys. So
Heck yeah, we can't
I-
wait either, man.
It'll be a good
You
year.
know, I
also-
discovered
Hopefully,
a lot of
hopefully, like I
bands.
said, next year we
man.
plan to hit shows hard. So hopefully we'll come out of Louisiana, meet y'all in person.
dude,
And,
if you come out here, I promise, anywhere close to here, I'm coming. I'm going.
What part of Louisiana are you in?
I'm in central Louisiana, so I'm about probably 2 hours away from New Orleans.
Okay, my uncle lives in Ponchatoula or Ponchatoula.
Yeah, right outside of New Orleans.
Yeah.
But dude, if y'all come out this way, hey, I'm coming out to visit y'all.
Heck yeah, man. We'd love to
So-
meet you, brother.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I know if you guys get up to Nashville, I definitely got to book a show because, man, I got
We want to hit
family
Nashville.
I got family in Murfreesboro and I'm 30 minutes away, I could stay. Dude, I would love to shoot up there and kick it with you guys. In fact, if you come to
Absolutely.
Nashville and I do go to Murfreesboro, I got somebody special I want you to meet. If he'll come with me, one of the most amazing dudes you'll ever meet.
We'd love to meet him. Heck
Yeah.
yeah, man.
If you've seen The Big Lebowski, you remember the dude? This guy is like that. He's like the coolest dude on the freaking planet, man.
Talking
I'm
about
stoked.
Lando.
Yeah.
But thanks for showing up today. Thanks for spending your time. We know time is valuable. We know time's money. We know everybody has separate lives. But Robert, I thank you for hosting the podcast. Thank you for inviting me on. And Sever Red, man, I tell you, and I owe this one to Robert. I discover a lot of bands through the algorithm, throws people at me all the time, and then Static Shift is always, sending bands my way, and I have people messaging me say, "Hey, check out my new song and this and that." But I owe Robert for this one. He introduced me guys to y'all's music and fell in love with it almost instantly. And so this has been a treat for me. So I really appreciate it.
And
Thank you.
for
Thank you all so much. Sorry about my cat distraction.
no, you good, man.
No, I soon got to get to my kiddos. So
For everyone
Feel that.
watching, though, remember the event. Save it. November 8th, these guys will be playing. So it's going to be at Heaven's Pit, Saturday, November 8th, 5:30 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Doors open at 5 p.m. Winchester, Virginia. And
With the legend Brian Wells.
yes.
heck
So
yeah.
that's a wrap on today's episode of BSing with Why Eagle Why. Big love to the band Sever Red for hanging with us and sharing their sound and story. Y'all go check them out, support their music. And until next time, keep BSing. But do it with soul. Peace.
Thank y'all for listening.
You guys.
All right.